Yeah, Live 25 back with another one. So your boy Meek Mill's just dropped a new mixtape. Rapper Meek Mill, FLAMERZ 5 mixtape, and has made a active and deliberate, conscious decision not to release the mixtape on any of the conventional streaming platforms. So it's not on. You won't find it on your Spotify. You won't find it on your Apple Music. You won't find it on Amazon Music. You won't find it on Tidal. I want you guys to cast your mind back a couple of weeks when Ye was going through his situation in the public eye. He called out Meek Mill by name, and was that call out, has that influenced Meek's decision not to publish his music on any of the conventional platforms? Because Ye's whole thing was the music contracts are bullshit for the artists. You know, the contracts are bullshit. Artists ain't making no money off their music, and he called for all the industry execs to put all these top artists' contracts online, and we can dissect them and we can go through them and figure out why the artists are getting shagged. Lo and behold, I mean, everyone was calling Ye crazy and all that good stuff, and then lo and behold, 2 weeks later, one of the biggest hip hop artists in the game, Meek Mill, says, "I'm finally out of my deal, and I'm not putting out any more music on any of these labels, on any major labels. Not only am I not putting my music out on major labels, I'm not putting my music out on streaming platforms. I'm doing everything independently, because the amount that I'm making from my music, my art, should be going to me and not going to the label and the streaming platform," is what he's trying to say. And I think he feels like he's got the leverage and the power to do that. But I feel my stance on it is, he's only got the battery in his back because Ye put it there. Because Ye put it there. And you're seeing, you know, you saw Kyrie. I mean, Kyrie's Kyrie. Big up Kyrie. He's always spoken on what he believes anyway. But you're seeing slowly, like more and more artists and public figures and prominent people, the ones that aren't getting paid off, the ones that ain't shook, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley and all them, you know what I mean? Like the ones that ain't shook are coming out and they're standing on something, and they're doing something that's going to empower them and empower their families and do better for them in the long term. And Meek Mill's been in the game long enough where he's got a following and you know, enough leverage, as I say, to be able to put out music on his own without a label. And he's tweeted about it. So without further ado, let me read through some of these tweets for you, and you see what you make of it, and see if you feel like this has been influenced by Ye, or if he's come up with this, if he's been feeling like this for some time on his own accord. Alright, so the first tweet, he says, "I don't want FLAMERZ 5 on no streaming service. This strictly underground music. Billboard can't rate it. Just rate the music. I'd bet you $1 million I can make the United States/world play it with one upload button. Been doing it since MySpace, LOL." And that's a fact. That's basically what I just been saying. That's a fact. Meek Mill is known around the world. Do you get it? So, like, why can't he put music up on his own platform or somewhere completely independent where, you know, he ain't paying anyone else or no one else ain't getting royalties off the streams? He's big enough to do that. It's interesting that he says Billboard can't rate it, because again, Billboard is a major sort of fraternity convention within the music industry. Who owns it? Who are the execs? Let me not go down the Ye path. I ain't gonna name. I don't know. I could guess, but I don't know. So he doesn't want it on Billboard. They can't rate it. Just rate the music, and that's something, you know, Dame Dash touches on that. Focus on the art, the money will come. But if you're an artist, you need to back yourself and back your art, because that's basically what it is. And own your shit. Own your shit. Don't create the art and then, how are you the artist? You create a track, or you create a movie, or you create a campaign or whatever it is, and then you give 90% away to someone who did fuck all. It don't make no sense, and you keep 10% if you're lucky. Anyway, next tweet. "I let those albums go once I seen I was get 13. Okay, let me start that again. So, "I let those albums go once I seen I was getting 13 cents to every dollar." See, there you go. I said around 10% if you're lucky, 13%. So, let me start again. "I let those albums go once I seen I was getting 13 cents to every dollar. Once I really figured that out, I ain't promoting no label shit I don't eat off. My money come from my brand, my name and my brand. Facts. Facts. So that was in response to a question, when are you dropping Expensive Pain Deluxe? And he's basically like, nah, I ain't dropping it. Like, Expensive Pain came out, he threw it out, and I ain't coming back, because why am I dropping that on a label when I can push it out under my own duress, under my own accord, independent? Then he says, I made $11 million in 10 years from music, just music payments. I was shocked, mad, and didn't want to really rap for any label. Now I got a real point to prove, to show you can survive without getting rapped. I think he means raped. But yeah, $11 million in 10 years from music. So there's us looking at Meek like he's a big boy in the game, like Maybach music, like, you know what I mean? He's got every whip, he's got bare chains, it's Dream Chasers, this, it's Amiri, it's, do you know what I mean? He's lit, kettles and all sorts. But he's saying, right, I only made like 11 mil in 10 years. I'm not trying to belittle 11 mil, it's big money still, but if you think he's been grinding and touring and he's a big famous celebrity for 10 years, like Jim Jones said, one of the most dangerous professions in the world is to be a rapper. So to be in the public eye, going from state to state, city to city for 10 years and only getting 11 mil to show for it, boy, don't look good, is it? I'm not sure if he's a platinum artist, but he's definitely going to be a gold artist, I would have thought. So who's making all the P off that music that he's put out? On a bad month, I make a M. That means $1 million. A lot of people let me down when I got educated about my own business. And it wasn't like I'm not a learner. They mentally keep you faded from knowing. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the exact thing that Ye was talking about. The only difference being the way they're articulating themselves. But do you know what? People will criticize Ye for, like, you know what I heard a lot? I heard a lot of people saying, Ye was saying the right thing, but he delivered it in the wrong way. So it's the right message, but he articulated it wrong. But what I tried to say back to those people is, if you tone it down, if you smooth it, if you drop it in a metaphor and make it all slick and silky like a Jay-Z subliminal diss, then no one's really going to pay any attention to it. People have been doing that for years. Like Ice Cube been doing that from day. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's a bit more overt of it, to be fair. But people have been like sneak dissing the industry for years. And where did that get them? Do you know what I mean? Artists are still in these dead deals, getting shagged like all the while. So for someone as big and as influential as Ye to just do the sneak dissing thing, he's like, nah, hear what? Like, I'm the big boy in it. Like, I've got the P, so I'm ready. It's like what Tupac says: don't go to war until you get your money right. When you get your money right, now we're going to war. So that's what Ye was doing. So for Meek Mill, for people to criticize his approach and that kind of shock value approach, boy, he set the cat amongst the pigeons, and now I feel like Meek Mill is you know, one of the cats that's coming and saying his piece now, but he can only say this piece because of what Ye done a few weeks before him. That's my opinion anyway. And he's basically saying the same thing. Look, they mentally keep you faded from knowing. So who's the they? Who's he talking about? So he's not dropping names. He's not dropping the names of particular groups or, you know, any races or religions or like, but they must mean someone, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe he's leaving it ambiguous. You figure out who he means by they. Then he said, don't give me a plaque. Give me the financial paper of how much the song I recorded for 20k made 20 million. Not an award. I'm from the trenches. I don't want that shit. I want an estate. I want my whole family tree to beat the ghetto. Same thing again. He's saying like, what, he made 20k off a 20 million record. Don't give me an award. That's the thing. It's like, man are quick to like flex, right? I got an award, I got a trophy, I got a plaque. Shit don't mean nothing. Shit collects dust on a mantelpiece. Your kids can't eat that. You know what I mean? Your kids can't go to school off of that. What does that mean? As a sum of your achievements, like it's a nice to have. It's not a must have. right now in the world that we currently live in, a must have is paper. Unfortunately, it's a man-made convention, but like until we navigate a way to self subsistence, then that's what it is. So like, yeah, don't give me no plaque. Shit ain't worth nothing. Even if the plaque was actually made out of a precious metal or something, then you could say, right, like let me times get rough, I can pawn this in, or I can, do you know what I mean, sell it or auction it to someone, highest bidder. Ain't worth nothing. What's the next one? One day I asked how much Going Bad made, just that song. They said 24 mil. I was like, how much did I make? All I got was LOL. I'm like, what the fuck? I know all the financials to my other business. LOL. I signed out, lost all trust for that whole system. So basically he's saying like he switched off mentally. He was probably putting out trash music because he was like, that man made 24M off my track. And how much did I break off that? I know I didn't break. I know what I got from it. I didn't break off a big P. So why am I putting out this music still? Then he goes on to say, if a label give you a plaque, young bulls. So this is the education piece. So he's broke down the story. Now he's giving the outcome. Look, if a label give you a plaque, young bulls, don't post that shit. Ask for your financials. How much you spent to make it and how much did it actually make and what is your percentage? This is 7th grade level shit. Or tell them buy you a house. Got all the money you made them. Yeah, that's real. That's real. So he's giving back. He's giving back and using his voice and his leverage and his platform to educate the artists coming through. And that's basically what it's all about. Let me quote my guy Tupac again. He said, I might not change the world, but I might inspire the mind that goes on to change the world. So like, look, it's hard. Everyone's got to eat at the end of the day. You want to try and stay on the right side of the moral compass. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to like be doing no madness to make your pee or hurt nobody. But shit's difficult, innit? It's techie out here, like inflation and all the rest of it. Like they call it cost of living crisis. So I get that everyone has to make their pee, and you might not be the one that breaks the system or like, you know, but you might inspire change to come behind you. And that's why I feel responsibility for like older heads, older rappers, any leader within any community really has a responsibility to share the information that they learned during their journey with the up and coming people that come behind them. Pause. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The next part of the journey for us as a culture is for the younger generation to actually listen and pay attention, because it's all well and good someone like Meek saying it, and you're looking at Meek on the TV and he's like, rah, but he's got this whip and he's got this kettle and he lives here and he's not in the hood no more and like rare tear. Bro, I just need to get my little bag so I can do my little thing and move out of my block because it's dangerous. And so I can't take your advice because I'm not at your level yet, bro. I just need my little 50k or my little 100k or whatever it is. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's fine. That's fine. But don't take that 100k and buy a chain with it, or buy a watch with it, or buy a car with it. Take that 100k and see, and like if you're really a hustler, like you say on your raps and all that, then you got to flip that. You got to find that 100 and stretch it and make it 200, and take that 200 and stretch it and make it half a man and all them things. Like you know what I'm trying to say? That's how it's got to go. So I understand that the younger generation ain't necessarily going to take advice from the so-called old heads because, you know, they're more on road, they're still in the streets and that. So it's difficult, and that's why these execs and these labels take the piss out of them, because they know they're struggling and they know they're going to take whatever crumbs they throw at them. And that's the cycle, man. But hopefully Meek posting this shit, he's still like young enough and close enough to the street where he's relatable at the end of the day. So hopefully we'll have some resonance. And yeah, let me know what you think. I think this is definitely inspired by Ye. Hopefully Ye and Meek can patch up their differences if there are any differences. I don't know if Meek took exception to what Ye said about him. I feel like Meek is one, like he backs the culture in it. He wants the young guys, and he wants the young guys from the streets to win at the end of the day. I'm gonna leave it there and I'm gonna go listen to FLAMERZ 5 because I hear it's fire. I haven't listened to it yet. I'll post a link in the description later.